Hello, my dear. You look lovely this evening. Wow. One whole year. And what a year it's been. So full of happiness and love. Ooh, I got you something. Oh, no. Don't you worry about it. You've already given me so much. Here, I hope you like it. Here, let me help you open it. It's a micro SD card, 128 gig. I hope it's the right size. Oh, good. I'm glad. Hey, I've got something I want to ask you. You see, I've never felt this way about a video game system before. And, well, what I'm trying to ask is, do you want to pre-order the new Pokemon game? Switch, you've made me the happiest monster in the world. How about some salmon run to celebrate? Hope the rotation's good. It's always blasters. 1 year. It has been one glorious, fabulous year since the Switch graced our lives. That is, of course, assuming that you were able to get one at launch, which statistically is not super likely, but possible. It's been 1 year since all those launch videos I did, and I gotta tell you, those are some of my very happiest memories of this channel so far. It's the first meeting of death on my channel, so that was very nice. I also really loved that midnight launch video I did with Lockston. Go check it out if you haven't. It was just a really great time. I'm really happy with all the videos I made around then. So if you're here to celebrate the 1 year birthday / anniversary of the Switch with me today, don't expect any deep analytical discussion or anything like that. Don't expect me to really dig into the system and the company and its sales and all that. Don't expect anything smart. This is just gonna be a video about a guy blabbing about why he loves his Switch. And I know I've covered a lot of these topics, especially in the videos surrounding the launch. I don't know why I'm pointing over there. The launch is not over there. But we're gonna do it again. We're gonna, it's been a year, we're celebrating, so let's talk about why the Switch is awesome again, and no cold that saps my energy and makes my voice sound funny is gonna stop me. I just might, lie down or something while I'm recording most of this. So we recently found out that it took less than a year for the Switch to beat the Wii U's lifetime sales. And the entire time the Wii U was on store shelves, it couldn't even sell as much as the Switch sold in less than a year. So yeah, that's really impressive. But I think it's, what's even more impressive is not only that it was able to get that many units off the shelves, but also that, like, for me personally, I have more games on the Switch than I had on my Wii U. Than in the lifetime of the Wii U. I'm pretty sure I have more games on my Switch now. Some of that is Nintendo, just making a really lot of great games and stuffing them all into 1 year. Some of that is luck, just on my part, that a lot of these just happen to be games that I want to buy during any given period of time in any given console. There can be plenty of games I don't want to play, but there just happen to be a lot that I wanted to play. But a lot of it comes down to the Switch just being better. Just a more ideal sort of system. Because, like, take Mario Kart. Mario Kart, I gotta give the Wii U some credit. The Wii U had a lot of good games. Mario Kart started on the Wii U, but I never bought Mario Kart. So why am I saying, oh, Mario Kart was a great game on the Switch, and then just not giving that credit to the Wii U? It's because the Switch just being better and being more comfortable to play and being a handheld game, it gives those games more value. Mario Kart looked fun on the Wii U, and I always toyed with the idea of getting it, but I didn't really feel like, I don't know, then I only play when I got all my friends over or whatever. I don't know, it just didn't excite me that much. But then just on the Switch, it just made more sense. You know, it's just so much more fun to play something handheld. So when Mario Kart came to the Switch, all of a sudden it turned into a game I wanted. It turned into a game I absolutely wanted. It's kind of funny, it's basically the same game, but it's more valuable on the Switch. It's more fun on the Switch. And so that's another one of the reasons that I've got so many games on the Switch now, is I'm more likely to get a game on the Switch. The Switch just makes it something that I want to play more. I think I've always really liked playing on the go. You know, I've always been talking about how much I wanted a portable Pikmin forever, but the Switch is making me realize just how deep this desire runs, you know, it's really showing me how much I love gaming on the go. It's like the world has always been working up to this system, you know. It's like, I love the 3DS, and I've loved all the other handhelds before this, spent trillions of hours on Pokemon and all that stuff, and then the Vita came out, and I was like, I'm really impressed with it on a technical level. You know, like it never had any games that I wanted to play, but when it came out, I was just like I was like looking at the demo unit like, whoa, these graphics are amazing. This is great. So it's like the Switch is the culmination of handheld gaming through history into one perfect console. It's handheld gaming finally perfected. You know what I mean? That's why I've been loving it so much and loving games on it so much. And that's on top of just having a lot of games that I happen to like. Nintendo delivered a lot of games, and I enjoy those games a lot, and then all the other games that I only kind of wanted, I ended up really wanting, I just enjoy them all more. I'm more likely to buy any game that is on the Switch. It's a dream come true. It is a handheld lover's dream come true. And early on, it was really obvious that this would allow me to play more. I even mentioned this in probably a couple videos back then, the Switch's unique, what is it? The unique opportunity video. I go on about how it's allowing me to play so much more, but like now that it's been a full year, I've got a full year of numbers for you here. The numbers are in, just adding up like mostly the biggest games on my play log. I roughly have 600 hours on my Switch right now. And that averages like 1.61 hours a day. That's basically, it's over an hour and a half of gaming a day. Before the Switch came out, I had so little time for video games. Like, I was always complaining about how I never had time to play. The Switch has given me time. Being able to pick it up and just fill in the cracks of my day and so quickly pick it up and play it and put it back down again. Having it just on my desk, you know, whenever I'm rendering something or waiting for something to load, it's basically turned me back into a gamer. You know what I mean? I run a gaming channel, but the Switch is almost the only reason I'm still playing games. Over an hour and a half a day? That was unheard of before. Like, I might have like little batches of time where like during 1 week I'll like try to play a game for a couple days, but like it was never a regular thing. But gaming has become a regular thing for me again. It's amazing. And because of that ease of play, I haven't really played anything else. Like really, I've barely touched anything other than my Switch all year. I reviewed a couple PS4 games, like the Crash trilogy and stuff, but basically nothing. I don't think I've played any game on my PC. I started a Hat in Time, played it for like 2 hours, and that's it. Like I can't find it in myself to boot up a PC game or a PS4 game. It's just my Switch. It's just so easy. It's always right there. So let's talk a little bit about battery life. When the specs were first revealed, it sounded like it might be an issue. You know, like I was never super worried about it. I did wish that the battery life was gonna be more. A lot of people were upset by it. They're just like 2 hours for a handheld. It's like basically not even a handheld. The funny thing is though, it has never been an issue. Like really, actually never been an issue for me. Usually when I'm playing in handheld mode, it's in short bursts, you know, it's a little bit here and there. And when it's not with me, it's in the charging dock. It's always going back to the charging dock, so it's always charged. And if I want to play for a long time, I'm gonna do it on the TV where it's in the dock, you know what I mean? And then when I'm out of the house, you know, not around any outlets or anything, it's only for a little while. Like I never find myself somewhere for such a long time that it's gonna run out of charge. And if I am gonna be out of the house for a long while, there's either gonna be an outlet somewhere or I bring my battery, which I did a review on. It's a really nice battery. It's just so easy to manage the battery power. It's never a problem. And sure, it's not as easy as throwing batteries into a Game Boy Color and having them last for a week. That's what we used to do with Pokemon. No, that would be great if it just lasted forever. But I don't know, it's just so easy to manage. It's worth the trade-off. It's, you know, like that low battery life is worth the trade-off of having these amazing games on the go. And it's just, I'm really, really surprised how much it has just not been an issue. One really awesome thing about the Switch is that it's kind of gotten me back into multiplayer. Like, I went a really long time without caring much for multiplayer at all. You know, like basically the entire Wii U generation, I just, I don't know, I couldn't be bothered. I was really busy. I don't know, didn't want to get a bunch of people over. I didn't want to buy a bunch of controllers. Like, that's always been a problem for me. I don't want to have to buy a Wii Remote and Nunchuck times 4. You know what I mean? Like, I've always had a couple from the Wii generation, but I don't know. I just couldn't be bothered. I wasn't super interested. But the Switch has kind of turned that around. It makes it so fun and easy. If I want to go to someone's house, we don't have to lug big systems around or worry about having enough controllers. You know, each Switch comes with basically 2 controllers, depending on what you're playing, and everybody buys a Pro controller. But it's that Mario Kart thing again. It just makes so much more sense on the Switch, and it's so much easier to do that it's just so much more fun. And I found myself being like, yeah, let's play Mario Kart. You know, like when Mario Kart first came out, we were playing that like crazy. We had parties for it. It's awesome. Splatoon, Salmon Run. I'm crazy about Salmon Run. I know I talk about it all the time. It's all I ever want to do. I go to my friend's house, we both hook up into our separate TVs, and we play Salmon Run online with other people, and it is so much fun. I just love it. And then Resident Evil Revelations 2 raid mode, that is so much fun too. Like, between those 3 games, it's like Mario Kart for parties, and then when I'm just with my friend, it's Resident Evil Revelations 2 raid mode. And I guess we've done a little bit of Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That's fun too. Basically, I'm having fun. I'm like actually wanting to go out and be like, hey, let's go have a party. Let's go meet up with people. Let's play our Switches together. You know what I mean? And I always want to do like Turf Wars and local Salmon Run. I want to do stuff locally with Splatoon, but I never have enough people. By the way, this is something of an aside, but you gotta follow me. If you live in the Northern California area, you gotta follow me on Facebook and or Twitter, because I wanna have more events. I wanna have more events where we just like get together and hang out and play Switch. And you gotta follow me, at least on Facebook. I'll always have an event on Facebook if you're gonna do something like that, so follow me there. I even just had an event, but no one showed up because I didn't mention it in a video. It was just on Twitter and Facebook. Follow me on Facebook if you live in Northern California, you want to come to these events. Okay, point is, multiplayer is just awesome, and I'm having so much fun, and it's really making me feel like a kid again, you know? And yeah, there's a few fiddly things, like getting controllers to connect. Sometimes it's a kind of a big hassle, like everybody like, okay, now you pressed your button here. Oh, my button just isn't working. Or like if you're too far away from the system, it can not work a lot of the time. There's a lot of limiting connection options. There are often problems, like when we're trying to like do like a big party. But hey, the playing is great. Once we get down to the playing, we have a lot of fun. And I just love it. And like all of last generation, I didn't even care for Smash. I didn't get Mario Kart or Smash on my Wii U because I just didn't have anyone to play with or didn't feel like making it happen. But now I'm just like, yes, Smash Brothers. I want to get back into it. Please give me a Smash Brothers. I cannot wait to just play it locally, like with another person with a Switch or like a shared Joy-Con or whatever. Like, it's gonna be so much fun. Now, moving on, I do feel like it would be fair to note I did end up having a hardware issue. I know I made that video talking about how lots of people, well, some people are having hardware issues, and it was kind of like getting blown up all over the internet. And I was saying I was going to wait and see if it became a problem. It never ended up being a problem. I think the problems have just kind of gone away, and you know, those few people got their problems fixed, and probably later iterations of the Switch have not been having those problems. I did end up having one. My left Joy-Con, at first I thought it was a connection issue like some people had, but no, the stick just started going out. It started wigging out all over the place. Whenever I moved it. I don't know. There were just some dead spots, and it wiggled, and it drifted, and it was broken, and I gotta send it into Nintendo. But so far, they have only indicated that it will be an easy thing, and they will probably do it for free. I mean, I'll let you know if they don't, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be okay. So yeah, that ended up being a thing. A slight problem with a Joy-Con that they will now fix. But fortunately, I had my buddy Brian lent me his extra Joy-Cons, which is very nice of him. So what do I want for my second year with my Switch? I know I already did my my wish list 2018 video, but really quick, I want more games. I want more games that I like. I know the first half of this year is probably not going to deliver a ton that I'm super interested in, but that second half, I'm really hoping for something cool around Christmas or in the fall or even in the summer. I want to get lucky again. You know, I want to keep up that luck of Nintendo just releasing games that I happen to think are cool and want to buy. More specifically, I want Pikmin. I want it to be revealed this spring or this summer and come out this year. I want that so bad. It will make my gaming life complete. On top of that, I just want a couple more services. I want a more fully featured Switch. I want the Virtual Console. I don't know why they're taking this long. I want them to stop taking this long. I want to be able to play my Virtual Console games on my Switch. I want stuff like Netflix. It doesn't have to become like this giant multimedia machine. It can still focus on games. but at the very least, I want Netflix. It would be really, really nice to not have to lug around all these different devices, you know? I can play games in bed, but I'd like to be able to switch to a movie in bed too, you know what I mean? If I have one really big hope for the Switch, though, for the next 365 days, I don't want Nintendo to ease up. I don't want them to start resting on their laurels. I want them to just keep coming at this generation as hard as they have been for the last year. You know, I don't want them to start being like, well, we've sold it. I mean, it's kind of what they did with the Wii. You know, there were a lot of great games on the Wii, but they kind of reached a point where they had sold enough units. They were like, well, all the third parties are already making us tons of money releasing games on the Wii, and they collect the royalties. So I don't want them to do that. I want them to never stop just blasting us with awesome games and developing really awesome stuff. Because I know this is saying a lot because it's only been a year, but the Switch really easily might end up being my favorite system. I mean, even after just a year, if it's already feeling like that, then what's it gonna feel like 3 or 4 years from now? You know what I mean? I mean, like, we got so many amazing games. Only more amazing games are gonna come, you know? Like, the GameCube is my favorite right now. The GameCube has been my favorite ever since it's come out because it just had the most games that I enjoyed. There was just a humongous list of games that I loved, but the Switch is already filling up that list, you know? Like, it's already delivered so many great titles from those series that I love that it's like, once there's a great Pikmin on it and a great Metroid Prime, there's not a lot left, you know? A good Animal Crossing, then it's just like, wow, this is basically as good as the GameCube. And then at that point, they can just follow up with good sequels, you know? That was another good thing about the GameCube. It had Pikmin 1 and 2, it had Metroid Prime 1 and 2. So if they do that, if they end up, you know, bringing me those games that I love and then throwing on like another Zelda and another Mario or something, then there's a really, really good chance this is gonna be the best system ever. Partially because of that handheld thing, because just it as a system is my favorite system, easily, you know, just like the hardware itself. But then the games too, it's hard for me to believe that it's not gonna be. I mean, like, maybe they make a new Pikmin and it's horrible, and the new Metroid is horrible, and they don't make another Mario or Zelda, and everything just turns into garbage from here on out, but that doesn't sound super likely, does it? It doesn't sound super likely to me. Man. And I can't believe it. After only 365 days, I already feel this way. I'm already like, yep, this is just about there. This is just about my favorite. It's very exciting. It is a very, very exciting time to be a Nintendo fan. Lying down the whole time? What are you talking about? So that was my year with the Switch, so it is very important that you tell me how your first year was. You can fudge the numbers a little bit, even if you didn't get it right at launch. Just tell me how this year was for you. What'd you think of the releases? What do you think of the system? And if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna lie down again. Oh, making videos while you're sick is awful.